the empty one. Cool, let's move us over there then. Awesome. Wait, I want to capture the other one actually. So it's failing to recognize that we have two martyrs. Okay, well in that case then we're gonna have Streamlabs on this side. And the run on this side. Then in that case I'm gonna move my webcam up here. And have it facing like this. Well, this is an angle you haven't seen me at before. Cool, let me just move my Firefox over to here. So we need to get up Chiron, don't we? Desktop audio is going to be off for this. I'm also going to have it muted. It's just going to be me talking over the Billy Hatcher gameplay. Where's my PP? Here it is. Okay, so Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg is a 3D platformer game with very unique mechanics if you haven't seen this before. The game itself is centralized around the idea of, I've just realized that, oh wait, I'm not, I'm still in, no wait, yeah, never mind, I'm being an idiot. Yeah, so the game centralizes around the concept of rolling eggs. When you can roll eggs, you have very fast platforming. Wait, no. Well, yeah. You move very fast when you roll eggs around. You can get to heights you couldn't reach before. You can even grow these eggs and eventually hatch them once they reach a maximum amount of size. You can also use this as your main weapon to defeat enemies. So it's all about picking up eggs, traveling from place to place, I guess, with the egg. So that's the hatcher. I'm actually gonna move myself on my live split so I'm over the webcam. We don't need to see two Chirons. That's how clever we are. Clever Chiron. So yeah, I mean the run starts off with a good minute and a half waiting for a cutscene that's about minute 15 to another 15 seconds load screen into the first level. First level is the first world we're going to get put into. It's the forest world. The forest world. The first level is actually really tough. It has like 3 consecutive difficult tricks, I guess. Well, no, not difficult, but it's like 3 consecutive tricks in a row. After we get the chicken power, which we get through this white egg. The first trick I'll explain during this time because it takes a bit of explaining. We're basically going to jump our sign in such a way that we, or such an angle where if we bounce on top of it, we're going to get a bunch of height, which we can use to skip the first gate, avoiding a cutscene where we have to hit a switch to open this gate, which will be very helpful in the long run. Because it's a gate bounce, to do this we need to grow our egg one size, so we're going to kill a group of enemies in just a second and collect an amount of fruit. So here's the first egg, and as you can see we move a lot faster now that we have an egg in our hands. I'm going to kill this group of enemies because it's a minimum 6 and there's 6 enemies there. I'm going to get the switch, line it up, jump, and I bounce and I roll to finish it off. I'm now going to do a text box skip if I can. I'm going to jump in such a way that the text box is avoided, like so. Depending on where Billy is in regards to that egg. If he's underneath the egg, then the text box will appear, but we jump in such a way that he lands on top consistently. Now we're going to skip a bunch of blue hoops here by jumping into this hoop, like so, and then getting just low enough to not go into the blue hoop. It's pretty cool. So then we're going to just jump up there, roll, and kill the cat to unlock this cage. It's not that bad actually. It's, you know, that's pretty decent start. 57 time was pretty good. So now we're gonna hope for cherries, which we got. to max out egg, because these golden eggs grow faster on cherries and pineapples. Every fruit has their own specific fruit that they enjoy. For golden eggs, we were looking for all golden eggs in this game. We're going to be looking for that. So that's the first level basically done. We hatched a chicken elder. Not every level is like this. The first level in every world has us hatching a golden egg. Okay, that was I mean, that was alright for PB. I probably can do it better now. Then we're going to grab the emblem. We need 27 of these emblems to complete the 80% run. Nice, that was really nice. I might, to save time, just cut out some of these low screens by like just moving like next on this. So yeah, of course not going to save some time. So second level is the first boss level, Erigekko. This level's boss is really easy, but the level itself is kind of tough. It has firstly like the section where it's just filled with bees enemies, which are the worst enemy in the game because they like hunt you down and break your eggs. We need to preserve this green egg as well, so we can do a trick later in the run, later in the level. So we're gonna do a long jump down here, straight to the bee, and then we've got to narrowly dodge the bee to get into this blue hoop. So I move in such a way that the bee does not hit me. Here's a bit of RNG here, is getting these cats killed quickly. As you see here, they sort of move very randomly, so you kind of got to react in time and hope that they're fairly generous to you. I'm then going to bounce such a way to try and avoid this cat, which I did not get at this time, but hopefully if I ran this game, even at a marathon, I would be able to show this off. We're going to do a cage jump here, which is quite precise. It didn't look exactly difficult, but it is quite a precise jump. You've got to do it on the edge of the cage and roll at the correct time. But that allows us to go into the boss pool. There's a load screen here, which we're just going to skip for the sake of upload time. Yeah, so the boss is fairly easy. He always like goes into the grass right in front of you, so you just dash forward and hit him. I'm going to try and move in such a way to collect fruit and get him into the middle of the arena, because every time he's done chasing you, he will walk back to the middle and start watering the grass, like so. Then we're going to dash forward again, hit him another time. This time we're going to make him do one tail swipe, two tail swipes, and then chase him in for a tail swipe in the middle. Oh, pardon me, I've got a bit of flu right now, so there might be a bit of coughing. Oh yeah, he shoots lasers on his first face. You can just dash towards him to make him shoot them out, whilst you're getting him in the middle. And therefore we can narrowly dodge that. Therefore I kill him, I then turn around, dash for the last hit, so I'm dashing towards the emblem as it spawns. Now I play on the PAL version, so I can't grab emblems instantly. I kind of have to wait like a second before I can grab them. That's kind of one of the problems that the PAL has over the NTSC, except the PAL version is a lot more stable, a lot less chances of soft locking, which I think would be more excellent for running at a marathon. Sending a self-development. The next level we're going to do is Pirate 1. We could technically do Forest 3 now, but we want to get Sand 2 out of the way first, which is 6-2. That's the 12th level in this route. Pirate 1 is a pretty fun level. It's another golden egg level, so we've got to hatch another golden egg, hoping to get cherries and pineapples. But this one actually adds enemies in, which start to like become a problem, because like if the golden egg touches any enemy, it will die. It's painful. So straight away we're going to long jump off here, because we can cut this entire slide off. And we need to kill all the enemies to spawn another group of enemies. And then we need to kill this group of enemies to break the cage. We're going to kill the enemies in that way just before the frog shoots its tongue, because it's quicker. It's a bit risky, but it's quicker. If you lose your egg, you just walk and get another one. We got pineapples, so yeah, that's good. If you don't get pineapples, you just kind of go on the beach to collect some fruit, which loses a little bit of time, but it's not that bad. Then we're gonna do this little cool roll jump maneuver to get over there, and I think that looks pretty sick. I'm gonna finish off collecting the fruit, and jump, roll, hatch. And then I'm going to move there so we can talk to Chicken Elder. There's a cutscene where he brings the morning back to the morning land. You should have really got some water because I'm going to be talking my mouth off for an hour and a half and I'm tired and ill. So yeah, that's Pirate 1. It's pretty straightforward level, to be honest. Pirate 2 is a very bizarre level because it features these cannons. And the cannons launch Billy so fast that he bounces like off walls that he hits. And that's the fun part about the level because you can aim cannons in such a way that you ricochet off walls to land places where you're not meant to. And there are 2 cannons in this level that we can just use to skip large portion. Well, we can skip like a small portion in the first cannon, and then basically half the level in the second cannon. It's really fun to look at. So literally, it's just moving as fast as you can to the first cannon. We're going to avoid this gate completely by rolling, and then straight into the first cannon. We're going to launch there, and we're at the bottom of the slide. It's pretty cool. We're just going to do a little jump there, avoid the text box with that roll maneuver. And then we're going to aim the second cannon off the side of the skull, straight to the boss portal. I love that tech. It's frustrating to line up sometimes, but like getting it looks cool every time. I feel like people would like lose their minds at like a marathon if they've never seen a speedrun before. In the description of this video, I will actually link the actual PP, just so you guys know it's legit. This is just commentary of the actual thing. So Glare is the second boss. She shoots these puddles, and you'll jump out of them. It's like a Splatoon reject, essentially. He has a thing where eventually, when you have a giant egg, you can only hit him once, unless you hit him while he's in the air, which is why I'm doing these slams, because I'm hitting him with the shockwave as he's coming down. So I've just collected the giant egg, and I'm going to throw his egg like that, and then I get 2 hits on him, which helps speed him up. And I can throw the egg like that, he'll shoot, and then we kill him much earlier than is expected because we got like basically 3 hits on him earlier than the game intended us to do that. Like Glare is quite an easy boss to do. And I don't think they actually really. I think it's more of a secret being able to hit him whilst he's sort of before he shoots again. So that's kind of like a really cool way to finish him off quickly. I think one thing I'm definitely going to work on before I even like attempt this as a marathon is just talking about the important stuff. As it happens, I guess. Sorry. Next, so we're going straight to the Dino World now. Dino 1 is another very short, straightforward level. Golden Egg yet again, as it's the first level of each world, except the last. So this level features lots of magma, which if you fall into, you will die immediately, and same lose your golden egg. This also features new variety of enemies known as the dinosaurs. They sort of roar at you, chase you down. So you kind of have to kill them quickly before like they hit your golden egg. I'm going to try and kill these enemies as quickly as I possibly can, like that. There's a dinosaur, we're just going to smack him in the back before he even notices us. Do a nice little jump to the golden egg, and then start collecting fruit. Now, at the time of this recording, my fruit pickup was kind of trash. I've started realizing how you can speed this up so much better. I just haven't been able to implement it into a PB run yet. Yeah, again, just collecting fruit, looking out for cherries and pineapples. They got pineapples there. Nice. There's a trick that I want to show off at this run if I get good RNG. which we can skip doing this next trick, which is a gate skip completely. We can actually jump up onto that platform that was before there and bounce off a tree to get up onto the platform. And that actually, now there's a glitch with this level where, because we just jumped into that green hoop, we kind of have to wait for the green hoop to stop going up and down like that before we can talk to this chicken elder, unless we talk to him frame 1. If we don't get it frame 1, then we have to wait a couple seconds. However, if you do the other route, which I didn't do in this run, then that avoids this entire scenario completely, and it looks kind of cool. It looks very swaggy. I think people would like to see that one as well. I'm just gonna move my chat. Oh shit. Sorry. Profanities. There we are. That's the end of the level. Sorry, I accidentally moved. Looked at the wrong mouse. Just gonna move my chat down there. So Dino 2 is one of the longer and more gruesome levels in the run. A lot could go wrong in this level. You have to hatch your first animal companion, which is going to be Richie. He's very cute and adorable. I love Richie, and everyone else loves Richie. But the problem is, if you die in this level, you have to rehatch Richie every time. And you need Richie to complete the level. You see in the corner there, these 3 dinosaurs. You kind of have to throw Richie at them. He has the power of ice, essentially. And you need to freeze these fiery dinosaurs to open up the boss portal, essentially. There are 2 levels like this in the run. I'm going to take this trick very slowly. This is a slime bounce. So I'll explain that very quickly, actually. So the slime bounce is done by Billy performing an egg bounce onto a sign, but whilst going sort of into the sign, I should say. And as you come up, the sign's trying to push you out. And during that time, you're then also moving towards where the sign wants to push you out to get a huge boost of speed as you come out of this, like as it pushes you out. And it pushes your momentum super fast and allows you to cut great distances further than that of a long jump, allowing you to cut bits of levels out. This becomes a bit more of a featured trick later in runs, and we can even do some really cool stuff with this, which we'll see in later levels. But going on, yeah. We're going to shoot this boomerang with Richie. And then we kind of have to wait, otherwise the hit doesn't register and it's really dumb. We're going to perform a long jump from here to cut off another slide, because I think slides are more of a suggestion in this game. Similar to the gates, actually. A lot of the gates are just suggestions. We're going to do a very risky long jump over here. Luckily, we can back that up with jumping into the green hoop. Now, we're trying to make like a cycle here. There's a few platforms coming up, and we're trying to get the cycle so that we can get on there as early as possible. It starts luckily from the green hoop, so if we go into the green hoop, we can still make that cycle. We just hit the second bone dragon. It's pretty straightforward. So up here are the platforms that we're trying to make. And then we're just going to get up here and shoot the last bone dragon. So when I do this in a run, I'm going to take this very carefully, because you can run off this, and if you run off too early, you can either die or you can soft lock. And I'd rather not have either of those things happen in a marathon run, so I'm probably just going to like take that super safe, super chill, not have to kill my run. In fact, if I was, I would probably just save before I even entered this level. Okay, now the boss is very boring, very auto-scrollery boss. It's kind of, you'll just shoot fireballs at you, you dodge them, you attack him. It's a bit lame. Don't think anyone really enjoys this boss. Now, recently, I've discovered a way to speed up the end of the boss, because usually we just get this boss over and done with, and we kind of like relied on RNG, I guess, to decide where the emblem would be. The emblem could be like on the other side of the arena to us, and then we have been losing time to go around this donut-shaped arena. So what we do now is we found an exact spot, which I'll be happy to show off at the run. So yeah, every phase he'll like shoot fireballs and then he'll run around the arena and slam his head down. We're gonna try and make him slam his head down exactly as early as possible for the first 2 phases, and then we're gonna get into this spot for the third phase where he'll slam his head, and we'll get ready for the emblem spawn. Our only aim for the boss battle is to have a giant egg by the third phase, because we can't really speed up the second or first phase at all, really. Yeah, Pedro, this is a run analysis for the ESA. Just so, like, my commentary has me memeing rather than actually being analytical, so I'm going to be analytical here. He's also warmed me up a bit. So I'm going to use this time to collect some fruit. I'm just going to, like, have a 1 before max egg in this example. I'm probably going to go for, like, the sized egg for the marathon, because I don't want to break my egg. It's kind of embarrassing to do so. But sometimes these fireball patterns are very unrelenting, and nothing run good, where you just have to pick up a small egg, lose a couple seconds trying to kill him. Nothing too bad, fortunately. Kind of, yeah. It's just explaining everything, I guess. Showing that I can commentate. So yeah, we're gonna kill him here. So as you'll probably see, because I don't think I get a good emblem spawn here, that I kind of have to traverse the arena still to get to the emblem. Yeah, I'm like on the opposite side of the arena. Luckily, I've discovered a way to actually avoid that completely. So it'd be cool to say, oh yeah, and we killed it in such a way that we spawned by the emblem. I think that'll be pretty swag. Oh yeah, well, I forgot to mention this. Like, we've done it twice now, and I haven't actually mentioned it. You can mash start during this load screen to get to the menu. Avoid having to talk to a chicken elder and lose like 10 seconds. Not worth it. So now we're going to go on to Blizzard World, which is one of the most broken worlds now, thanks to my infinite speed tech, which I want to show off in the incentive. I think that, yeah, I think people will like that. Straight away, we're going to turn around, jump off here, and bounce off these trees to extend our long jump down to this lower section of the level. We can do a frame perfect trick there, but you can lose your egg in the process. I'm probably not going to go for it in the run just to play safe, but it looks cool nonetheless. And then chat, I was like asking Joy go for it, and he was like, no. Gonna kill the enemies, get the golden egg. Now this golden egg level is one of the easier ones because you just have to follow a path. No RNG required. So you have to roll down the slide and collect these fruits. I am in the ESA Discord, yes. Yeah, this is a very straightforward gold egg level. Just kind of got to be careful with these penguins though. So yeah, then we're gonna hatch this one. I think this one's called Pony. For some reason. Very nice pink coat. So I'm gonna get into explaining the next level very quickly. There's not much goes on in the Blizzard 2 level, which is the next boss level. Except we have to hatch another animal friend. This time it's a fire animal, and we're going to break some ice mirror things. The boss is the quickest boss in the game because it's the only boss that doesn't have a damage cap like the others have. Like, we can only hit a boss a certain amount of times, except this one. We can hit this one as many times as we want in a time where it's vulnerable. Meaning we can kill this one very quickly if we play our cards right. We kind of have to rely on RNG though to get a good boss. But if not, then it's just down to can we survive the boss, which is, you know, it's alright, it's pretty easy to survive him. Just wail on him. So yeah, there's another level where we're going to skip most of it because bad level design where you can just long jump down here, cutting off this whole section where you have to go up and around the castle. And we're basically at the end of the level already. Luckily, the things we have to break are all at the end and not put through the entire level like in the previous boss level. But we need to go around the ice castle to open it up, and we also need to hatch our animal friend. But luckily there's enough fruit around here to do that. So we need this red egg. Luckily I like cherries, so we can just feed it cherries. I'm gonna play that safe. You can do a long jump over there, but it's pretty tight. I'm gonna hatch it like that. Inside there is Cypher. He is the animal with the elements of fire and passion, which is a very bizarre combination to have. I would probably run this game on the English text. I only run this on Japanese because I've heard it's faster, but it's like 2 seconds. It's not the biggest deal, and it'll probably help for like commentary purposes if I have it on English as well. It won't affect my gameplay whatsoever. So we're going to land straight in the boss portal and fight Moles, who is not a giant mole, but in fact a giant walrus. He does these attacks where he bounces into a wall where he becomes vulnerable. We're going to smack him 9 times exactly, because if we hit him 9 times, then... Well, if we hit him 10 times, then he starts doing his next attack a lot faster and a lot more dangerous than the previous... than hitting him 9 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, maybe I miscounted. Maybe it's 8 or 9, doesn't matter. So he's going to roll into an ice ball. And then I'm going to try and collect fruit as he bounces back. We need to collect roughly 5 fruits at minimum. 4 if we get a watermelon, 3 if we get 2 watermelons. And that'll max out our egg. And in the next phase, we're going to do a jump, egg throw maneuver to kill him off very quickly. And thus make him Moles the quickest boss in the run. Next, we're moving on to probably the most treacherous 2 levels in the run. Well, I guess the 2 consecutive treacherous levels, which is Circus 1, the PB run killer, and Circus 2, which features one of the hard attacks in the run. Or like it's actually kind of an easy tech, but it's easy to choke under pressure. And I mean, even if I choked under pressure, there's not much you lose. You just have to redo it. There are some harder techs that have more perilous pits in them. Circus 1. Oh yes, this is the Circus world. I think a lot of people who played the game casually started struggling at this point, because this is where the game just went like, "Hey, I heard you find this pretty easy." Yeah, no, you're not gonna find that easy anymore. So straight away we're gonna long jump off the corner of this slide just to cut some time off. We're gonna avoid another gate, opening another gate by just jumping around it. As I said, similar to that of slides, them are mainly suggestions. Gonna kill all these cats as quickly as possible. Then some penguins are gonna spawn. I'm gonna try and kill one penguin off with a snipe and then take the others out whilst they're unaware to speed that process up. Next, we're gonna do a trick called an egg dash ricochet, which is coming up, where we're gonna dash into an egg that is up against the wall and jump. If we do this with perfect or correct timing, I should say, then you will sort of get like a nice little boost of height, allowing us to skip a big portion of this level, which is actually some very treacherous platforming that we get to avoid. That was the egg dash ricochet that you saw there. I really love the egg dash ricochet trick. It looks very cool. I don't think that was featured when it was in SCGU. We've got to kill his cats. Being very careful because we don't want to lose our egg at this point. Praying for RNG. We got cherries. And I think we get pineapples. Yeah, and we got pineapples. So allowing us to get perfect RNG and hatch the egg. So the deal with this level is, as I said, it's a PB run killer because oh yeah, so this run ain't perfect. There are mistakes in Sand 2 and there are mistakes in Dino 8 and Palace 1. So I'll explain that as I go along. But this one is the PB run killer because of the RNG involved in this level. It will not necessarily kill a run straight up, like you can still continue a run. The problem is that like if you get the worst RNG possible, you have to wait like 10, 15 to 20 seconds to wait for fruit to respawn so you can actually max out your golden egg, and it's a pretty frustrating experience, especially when you're tight on time. But for a marathon run, it should be alright, you know. It's not like that's why we have estimate time, so we can prepare for the worst, which is just that is one of the worst things that can happen. So we're going to now do Circus 2. Firstly, we're going to aim for a medium-sized egg in order to perform one of the coolest tricks that wasn't actually presented at a SGDQ back in 2013. We're going to do a similar sign bounce to that we did in Dino 2, except this time we're going to actually perform it by putting a middle-sized egg in our path, that when we sign bounce into the sign and do this sign bounce, that will fly into this egg, and as we fly into this egg, it will send us upwards rather than straight forward, so we can sort of get a great boost in height and like distance to be able to get us on top of this door that's to our left, allowing us to go out of bounds and skipping a part of the level. This level has a lot of RNG as well, so being able to cut out the RNG part of it is lovely. It's beautiful. So that's the out of bounds skip. I kind of mess up there. I hit the mirror. So what I'm going to do in the run is I'm actually going to break a mirror, because if you lose your egg at any point at this part of the level, you can't get another egg unless you restart a level. So I'm going to make sure I break a mirror. Definitely. So then I have to hit the switch. It's very easy to lose your egg on the fire, so you have to be very careful with that. And we're going to enter the boss. Okie dokie. So next up, we have Sultim, the 5th boss of the game. Yeah, Cosmic took that very risky when he did it in his marathon run. So straight away, what we're going to do, he likes to hide mirrors, but we can break him out the mirror. We're going to grab this fruit here and hit him 5 times. This is like the fastest way to do this boss. We're then going to grab the bunch of fruit around here whilst he prepares for his next attack, where he's going to try and suck us into his mirror. Now we're going to wait here, because where we are standing now was essentially where we picked up that first bit of fruit. We're then going to hit him a few times. He's going to jump into this mirror, and we're going to lure him out of the mirror. Hit him that many times, and then head back to where we were standing just a second ago, break that mirror, and then the fruit that we collected first of all has now just respawned, allowing us to beat the boss, like so. Easy peasy, lemony snicket. Yeah, so we collect the emblem, and we're going to go into the sand world. The sand world has probably I would say, the easiest golden egg level of them all, because you can still mess up the slide in Blizzard 1. So the deal with this one is that you just kind of have to climb up a pyramid, and then the whole golden egg fruit collection layout is set up for you, similar to that of Blizzard 1, except there's like no chance of you missing fruit because you can actually backtrack in this level. There's some treacherous platforming for sure. Some cool little skip right at the start, which is in the shape of this. So we're going to like long jump into this green hoop, bounce into it like so to get us a nice little bit of height, and allowing us to skip going around that whole area to get up to this point. Do a nice little bit of movement to get up these steps, and I'm going to dash around here. Now there's a trick I would love to show off here, but it's an NTSC only thing, which involves that crow jump, so we're just going to have to do this normally. These pillars are a bit annoying, so you have to kind of avoid them carefully, otherwise we might lose our egg. Nice little bit of platforming up here, or nice little bit of dashing into this green hoop, avoiding more pillars. Oh no, an armadillo, we're just going to ignore it, and a bee that we're just going to ignore as well. The bee might be a bit of a problem. The bee likes to chase you sometimes. As you see there, I actually shot the bee with a nice snipe. Then I'm going to dash off the pyramid and collect the rest. I'll collect these 3 fruits. A fruit on the corner. There's a fruit in this rock. A fruit there, and then fruit inside this dinosaur. We're also going to trigger the pillar, so it ain't any problem when we have to cross it, just in case something goes wrong. And we hatch the chicken outer. Okay, so the next level in this run is probably the hardest level in the run. This is Sand 2. This is the reason why this run is laid out like this. We did this level in this order because we can get to this level as quick as possible. Each boss level unlocked a new world, as you can probably tell by now. So we basically unlocked all the worlds up until this point just to do Sand 2. And then we go up and do like 13 more levels just before we can do the prerequisites for the final levels. Okay, Sand 2 features a trick known as Torch Skip, which is a very kind of scary trick to deal with, and then a similar trick to the Out of Bounds skip that we did in Circus 2, except it's in a room with very low visibility. I messes it up in the run actually, so I have to kind of go for a backup trick, and I lost about 15 seconds to it. But I get the torch skip, which is still very nice. So first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to jump down here, and we're going to execute these enemies to try and kill them as quick as possible. Unfortunately, we didn't get a very nice ricochet. Sometimes you can get like a whole 11 ricochet, sometimes you just get like 2. But we did get good RNG. Then we're going to kill these bees before they even get the chance to strike us. And then we're going to go down into this pit. With a nice little bit of movement and some little tech that I have discovered just to speed up the torch skip process. We can just move like so. And gets up for the torch skip. The torch skip is similar to the sign bounce, except the sign is actually in the air and has a hurt box, so we can't really go super far into it. But doing so normally will allow us to skip about 2 minutes of the entire level, which is filled with cutscenes and repetitive platforming. So it's lovely that we get to avoid that. We're going to hit the switch and roll so that when the cutscene ends, we can fall down this pit. And then we're going to roll again to avoid any pillars from damaging us. Do a dash jump and a jump and roll into this blue hoop. So we're going to then grab this egg to try and do the whole next skip, but of course I mess it up, so yeah, that's a bit embarrassing. We can back this trick up with another sign bounce though. That sign that we just saw very briefly there is what we're going to use to back it up. Yeah, also got to be careful of those pillars. That was kind of embarrassing to look at. So yeah, basically we want to set up the trick in a way like this and then do a very nice sign bounce over, but I kind of choke it, mess up the timing and don't go anywhere whatsoever, and I lose the egg because it's on such a thin bit. So instead I just like, okay, just keep moving, we're just going to go up this way. So don't worry, we have backup strats for most of these. Like if worst came to worst in the outbound skip, I could just go through the level as normal. So this is for ESA. This is just a commentated run of the game. So yeah, I lost time there. Maybe we could have got a 109, which would have been lovely if it wasn't for that. Corvo is a very weird boss. He has a very specific set of like instructions that we need. Yeah, this is going to ESA. This is going on my channel as well, so if you want to watch it, go for it. Basically, this whole boss's gimmick is he likes to reuse old bosses' attacks, but he usually chooses the most pathetic attacks that the bosses have, except for a couple which are very unrelenting. So we're able to skip the final attack of this boss by hitting him twice with this sized egg, growing an egg, and hitting him once more with extra damage. And we can do this twice in the boss fight to just skip off one phase, and it's excellent. So basically what I did there is hit him twice with that sized egg, picked up the apple, and then hit him once more. Now this is like the most pathetic attack in the run, like no one gets hit by this. You literally just got to walk into it. Like he could have like had the entire like fireball attack, and that would have been cool. So he likes to do his attack where we split off. We like to abandon our eggs to keep it safe, and then we like to walk towards it slowly. Oh yeah, I mean we've all got hit by it once in a while, Ludovic, but like, oh that's Pedro. Yeah, we've all been hit by it once in the but like it's not like oh no, Run's dead. I got hit by it. It was just like yeah, keep going. So I'm just gonna like run to the wall here to keep this mole's form go through quickly. I'm gonna do what we did with the glove fight, except I'm just gonna refresh his egg before it times out. I'm gonna hit him twice with this one, 1, 2, and I'm gonna pick up the giant egg to hit him with a nice big thick amount of damage. And then I'm gonna do. He does his shadow phase clone. Well, he does the shadow clones phase every like move now, so we kind of have to like hit him like that. Except he would normally do one more after this phase, but because we set up the fast strat that we can just avoid it completely. We just have to survive this last onslaught with our giant egg, otherwise we do have to sit through it. But luckily we have enough health to be able to survive whatever he throws at us, and we're just gonna throw the egg and kill him. That is Corvo defeated, and the hardest level of the run out of the way. I wish I could say, because I still took this run. At one point I probably would have been third best in the world if I like got this, but then the guy who I would have beaten beat his PB, and then Cosmic beat me, so this is where we are. Easily beatable, just not choke a run for once. Or choke a PB pace, I should say. Like I can easily complete a run. Just not getting a PB is difficult, like as like all speedrunning is. So now we're going to go back to the pirate world to unlock Roly, who is one of our friends. So we're going to race King Clipper. This level is very straightforward. It's a great cooldown level after Sand 2. Essentially, we just got to break these obstacles, except those 2 fences for some reason, because that actually speeds them up, not breaking them. Essentially, these obstacles are meant to slow down King Clipper, but the whole idea of speedrunning is to beat levels as fast as possible. So we want him to get to the end as quickly as possible, so we can talk to him quickly and finish the level sooner. Similar to that of like Cooper the Quick in Mario 64. I wish I wasn't dying. That would be lovely. I'm going to break these pillars, and then we're going to wait for him at the bottom of here, because if you sort of go away from him from the slide, he likes to jump down, which loses a little bit of time. So we're just going to wait for him to start walking down the slide, and once we've seen that and we're happy with it, we can just start going towards the end of the level. Very boring level, just very nice to cool down. I definitely need like a cooldown level after Sand 2. And there's a smidge on my screen and it's bothering me. I think I've got the smidge. Next level is Save Roly. So this Pirate, Dino, and the Blizzard World all have a Save Your Friend level, in which completing them unlocks a new set of or new level for every world, where you get to play as your friend. So Roly is the female character we saw in the beginning cutscene. She's very cute, very adorable, and very in danger. So we have to traverse a very long, arduous level to go get her. I wish I could say, but this is the speedrun, and we can skip the entire thing with a very dumb and obvious shortcut. So literally, we're going to turn around, jump here, bounce there, roll here, and we're essentially at the end of the level already. Just got to get up this slide and go across the bridge. Oh look, there she is. We're going to then dispose of the bomb. Being careful where we throw it, because if we throw the bomb too close to Roly, she will die. If we throw the bomb too close to Billy, he will die. It's a bit embarrassing when that happens. I had it happen a lot in one of the other Save the Friends level when I was grinding for the world record I on that. Especially when you're trying to do it as optimal as possible. I got it eventually. Uh, oh yeah, if I want to chat going on, I couldn't see my splits. I had like my chat telling me wherever I was like, please. So, no egg puns. Here's one of my favorite levels of the run. This is Pirate 5. This is just a very straightforward race to the end level. It involves some very cool platforming with some very cool obstacles. We call these the anchors, but sometimes we like to put a W in front of the word anchor. I don't think I really need to explain why that is, because they're a bit of a pain. So I'm going to take the safe, I'm going to jump, roll. I get hit by the anchor, but it's not the end of the world, I can just keep going. Yeah. I get the instant get up tech, which I didn't mean to get, so I wasn't prepared for it. I bounce and roll. I roll again, and I bounce into the green hoop. And then we're going to use another cannon, but this time I'm going to aim it here, allowing us to jump here and do 2 rolls. So this cutscene happens, and the whole area is meant to be covered in fire. You're meant to hatch an animal to put out the fires to traverse it, but if you're just quick enough, you can skip this entire section by being just fast. It's really cool to look at, and I completely forgot about that until I was like talking about it. So that's Pirate 5. So with that in mind, we're now going to go on to the Forest World again to do 2 levels here. One of which is Forest 3 and Forest 6, where we get to play as Roly. So Forest 3 is straightforward, get to the end of the level. Isn't really any extreme tech. A couple of gate skips, which look pretty cool. But that's about it. It's just good movement this level. I really enjoy the movement this level. I went for the IR record because I liked it that much. So yeah, it's just solid movement. We're going to do quite a tough little roll at top of here. Is this green hoop? If we overshoot that, of course we fall back down and have to go back up in it. So we're going to grow Cypher again, which we met in Blizzard 2, so we can break this obstacle. This is we basically there's going to be 4 animal hatches in this run. We've got 1 more in the circus world coming up, but we get to actually a different animal this time. So I roll in this certain way so all the cats sort of group up together and we can kill them very quickly. Because sometimes they like to scatter out, but that certain movement for some reason just brings them in closer to Billy. Yeah, I mean, I don't do... So yeah, now we're going to like get up here and we're going to jump around this gate without an egg. Cause... Oh yeah, I was a bit nervous on this bit. So I was like, I took it slowly and I get across. But like, yeah, again, if this is a marathon and I don't want to fall off the side, I can literally just do it with an egg, lose a couple of seconds, but it's safer. And sometimes safer is still cool regardless of it being safe. Now, so I'm a bit on the fence about the next level. There's tech that allows us to clip through the walls, called KBCs, but see, I'm not particularly good at them, and not a lot of people are. Like, I think Cosmic and Exodus are the only people to actually really go for them. So I don't go for it this time, but we can basically get out of this room very quickly with the aid of this tech. I might attempt to learn it by February to try and show it off, because it's not the end of the world if I don't get it straight away. It's not very punishing if you don't get it. You just reset a level if you have to. So then we have to kind of dodge some bees and do some like movement here. The rest of the level is just movement at this point. There is another clip, but I don't think anyone really goes for this except for like ILs. Sort of like no real collision there, so we can just jump around it. Yeah, it's super worth showing. It's just, how long do I want to keep resetting for it? Essentially the matter. Like, I'll learn to get consistent at it, but yeah, it just depends how I am with it when I get into February. If I get accepted, of course. Hit me up. So that's the end of the level. We kind of have to like hit the windmill to open the gate. It's yeah, a lot of these levels from now on are pretty straightforward. Nothing too difficult, really. The next level is the basic definition of boring, basic, but quick. This is Blizzard free. Um, the whole point of Blizzard free is we have to basically roll a snowman about and grow its head to max size by rolling it in snow. And then we go to place it on top of the snowman's head. Except it's only this little bit of level, and all you have to do is be careful not to get hit by penguins. It's pretty easy not to do. So if that's a call out to anyone who gets hit by the penguins, I'm just being honest, it's not difficult. Yeah, so they're like that. The snowman's rolled out. We can roll into the hoop, and then we just do jump and roll onto the penguin, not the penguin's head, the snowman's head, and yeah, and like that, the level's complete. One of the short levels in the room. Sorry about that. I keep apologising because it is not nice to have to hear coughing on a stream. So next level is like my new infamous level. I spent quite a few amount of hours optimizing this level. Unfortunately, don't get to show it off in this run. I kind of forgot I had to go there for a second. This is the next Save Your Friend level. We're going to save Bantam, who is the large kid I'm going to save. Trying not to be offensive. So yeah, hopefully I get to show off like my optimized movement for this, because I have been grinding this level like hell. So I should do it with a side camera. So yeah, this is another very quick level. All the Save Your Friend levels are really quick, despite having a long timer, because they're all just really easily skipped. So yeah, we're just gonna traverse, and then we're just gonna skip the whole level by just doing this movement by jumping into the last room through some glass windows. The whole point of those glass windows was for you to get out. If you know, it wasn't to get in, because you're meant to actually get into the room from above. That was the intended route. And that's level done. That was like a 29. Jesus. I've taken that down by 2 seconds. Yeah. Yeah, so next level is another race level. We're going to race Queen Rabish. This is one of the most yeah, they're just doing the Chiron selfie. Don't worry, there won't be any Chiron selfies at ESA, much to my girlfriend's discretion. So this is another race level. We can't really break anything on this slide that can really help us. We can try, but it's more like just get to the end of the level. This one, yeah, this level's just a bit boring. Not really much I can explain other than, yeah, all I'm doing is getting to the end. Like, it's not like you can move faster to help it, you just gotta get to the end and wait. Except for the end of here, we can do a glitch where we can talk to Rabish before she lands, and she sort of sits there in her idle animation in midair, and it's kind of funny to look at. But that's about it for this level. So if I match B here, like, she just stands there. I mean, I would love for like the Chiron selfie to be a thing, but like, you know, I'm not a popular streamer. No one wants a selfie with me. I'm ugly. So that's the end of that level. Next up is Dino 8. This is another level that I mess up in the run. I think I just don't get the trick that I want to get straight away, essentially. We're going to do essentially the same glitch that we did in Circus 2 and attempted to get in Sand 2. But this time we're going to do it off a tree, which is a bit more difficult because the tree has like a bigger hitbox, and if you go too far into the hitbox, you sort of just roll off it, and it's kind of more accurate as well. But it allows us to skip a large chunk of the level. This level features a very difficult long jump as well, which in this scenario I take very safe, and I might do for ESA if I haven't gotten consistent the other one. I have gotten fairly more consistent than that now since grinding the AL. But like, it depends how I feel on the day. So I'm gonna set up the egg there. Gonna bounce. I get the roll, which I mess up. So, and then I sort of just like get a bit flustered, like my egg's in the wrong spot. Oops. And then I sort it out, and I get it. Very nice. Allowing us to get up there, which doesn't actually look that high up, but it's pretty high up. But that's just how good the trick is. Yeah, again, another gate skip. I don't think we open a single gate in this game. We just go around it. The only gates we open if it's like going into some sort of interior or next room. But if it's like open space gate, we're just gonna jump around it. That's that level done. So, coming up we have Circus 3. This is the final level where we hatch an animal companion. We're going to hatch Reki for this one. He's an electric monkey with wings. Because who here doesn't love wings? We can skip a text box by going around it that way. And then we kind of have to solve the puzzle by making every panel blue. Doesn't take too long. There's a bit of RNG involved, but it's like, you know, it's like no matter of 2 to 5 second time loss, it's insignificant. Yeah, but the thing about Reki is, Pedro, that Reki is the worst. Then we're going to try and just dispose of these enemies as quickly as possible, or just some of them, so we can collect the fruit to help hatch Reki. We don't need all the fruit there, because we can just get it all on the slide, but we just need enough just to get Reki by the bottom of it. Then we're going to get into this hoop, jump up here, and then we're going to perform the ritual. By the ritual, I mean where we can hatch Reki. By hugging this wall, we can avoid the enemies from even interacting with us. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, all the animals are sick. That's why I kind of want to show off Save the Animals category, but I haven't really done enough on it to really warrant doing a run. Maybe next time. I'm just going to do anything, I think. If I don't get in, I don't get in. Always come back next year. So this chick's a bit problematic, so I kind of have to like maneuver around it before I even want to throw the egg. So yeah, basically what I'm doing is I'm activating these clocks with Reki's electric powers. Every time I'm doing that, I'm throwing the egg forward and then throwing Reki. And then I'm walking towards the egg so that when like the cutscene ends, I can just keep moving. On this last one, I'm going to try and perform an egg dash, jump, or a dash jump, as they call it. The dash jump, allowing us to skip the last portion level. Yeah, again, skipping another slide. Slides are, you know, optional at this point. I got very panicked there because I wasn't sure if I got the dash jump. Sometimes you can dash jump late and just hit the side and you just fall off. Ow. Very short level coming up. Actually, the next 2 levels are very short. This is Circus 4 and Circus 5. Circus 5 being one of the shortest levels in the run. Maybe the shortest level in the run. Yeah, it is. It is the shortest level in the run. Because I think it's the 3rd shortest in the game. 2 levels in the all levels category being the shortest, but bogged down by levels prior to it, and 1 being in the actual after the final boss. So it's kind of like, oh, we can't really do that for 80%. So this one's literally get to the end. There are a bunch of animals in cages, but they only programmed it so like the last set of animals in the cages will allow us to I should say enemies, not animals, to get the emblem. So it sees enemies here, and we can just do this to kill them. We don't even need to open the cage, and then the emblem will spawn there. Very simple level, just platforming, kill some enemies, done. Now these enemies like to be a bit problematic, as I struggle to grab the emblem there. But so there's a problem when there's like enemies there and like they push you back when you get hit. So Circus 5 is one of the the shortest level in the run. It's basically you grab a firework, the firework gets destroyed on any contact with any enemy. So you have to like travel it super safe. But luckily we could do a very cool long jump right at the start of the level to skip most of it, and then just traverse some hoops and then deliver it to the cannon where we can fire it. Very nice. So I'm gonna do that. Roll, jump into there. We can speed it up some rolls, but I don't really want to die on this level, so I'm just going to take it safe. Because I don't really care about 2 seconds at this point. I don't think many people do, I'll be honest. So yeah, I'm going to grab the emblem. 20 seconds is alright. 1756 is the IR record by Cosmic. But that was like some really insane tech. And also NTSC emblem grabs. So we've actually got 3 more levels in the run, and then the run's over at this point. As I said, like the latter half of the level is very fast. I mean, the latter half of the run is very fast compared to it. So this is the final race level. We're racing against King Biboo. Now this is probably the most important races when it comes to breaking obstacles, because there's so many obstacles here that actually breaking all the obstacles saves so much time over not breaking obstacles. So yeah, again, we're going to do that skip that we performed at the beginning of Sand 1. So we're then going to go up here. And then we're going to break the pillar, and we're going to break all these rocks. Basically, I'm going to be breaking everything that I come across. I can't remember if it's this run or another run where I fall off and then like have to save it. I don't think it's this one actually. It's not that hard though. You can still, like, falling off, you can still save it. Oh, it is this one, yeah. So there you go. So I'm like, oh no. So I'm gonna have to abandon the breaking thing so I don't lose the level. I just got a bit ahead of myself there. I tried to like be swag and stylish for no reason. So I have to move like a madman to try and not lose the race. Because Biboo is very fast as well. That's why we have to cut the level in order to break things. Because either he's going to move very slowly through the level, or we're going to lose the race. So we kind of have to decide which one do we value more. Oh, just had a massive chill there. I'm getting some water after this. I haven't been talking for like an hour straight. Or a sore throat. Okay, so next level is Sand 3. So we just did Sand 8, but now we're going to Sand 3. The reason for this is that we need 25 emblems to actually complete this level, which we have just collected. When we finish this level, we unlock Giant Palace, which is the final world of the game. But for Palace, we only actually need to do the first level to beat the game, because for some reason they decided not to put a golden egg level there and then just put the final boss in the first level. Well, that's very nice. I got like less tech there. So straight away we're going to hit the switch. We'll cut off a little corner at the beginning of that slide there. We're going to do a sign bounce here. I'm going to prepare for this one slowly. I think I messed this one. Yeah. Oh no, I didn't. There was another run where I did it badly. I think that was my 1041 actually. So we're going to sign bounce across there. That jump's actually really free. We're going to lure these bees over here. Oh, bad bees. Ugh. Actually, the bad bees were alright. I just managed to save it. Yeah, what I intended to do there was to roll the bees. Oh, to get the bees to go together, grab another egg, which grows quicker. And then murder all the dinosaurs around here. God, this is like... I lost 8 seconds. Jesus. There is a skip in this level called Statue Skip, which I don't go for personally because I think it's so risky. I may go for it ESA because I've got plenty of time to learn it properly. I'll start getting good at it at this point. I'm going to go for a sign bounce here to make this long jump extra safe, because you can actually long jump over there. It's faster, but the sign jump is safe and it looks cooler. And then we just got to get through the, like, doing that, we skipped half the slide, so it's kind of half a suggestion. And then we're going to get to the end level. Now we're going to, normally we have to do this puzzle to get into the last room, but the door in this bit is so broken that we can just walk into it and get in. Like, literally, I'm going to hug this wall, and then move up and left, and we get in. It's a dumb trick, and it's super funny. So, the thing about this game is it is super punishing a lot of the time. Like, I guess you don't get like punished with a dead or run, or like you're forced to end the run. Like it's the thing about the game is it's marathon friendly, but when you're trying to PB, it's very unrelenting. Is the I guess is what I'm trying to say here. So like PBing this game is difficult, but like getting a run that could showcase the tricks in a marathon it's easy enough, I would say. So now here's the final level is Giant Palace. Um, we don't get to see much of this world, I'm afraid, because we're going to cut out most of it. Because the last level has going a lot around Giant Palace, but there is a broken skip sort of near the start level, which allows us to get to the end very quickly. Um, I recently managed to speed this tech up by 7 seconds by just discovering an alternative way to do it, which which like the community have picked up because it is actually a broken tech. But for this, we need a giant egg, so we're going to kill these cats, backtrack, and collect their fruit. I'm going to improvise and do it like that. Now, at this point, like I know I'm on a PB pace, and I get so nervous, and I actually choke the palace skip at first. So, what we do to set up this trick is we need a giant egg. We're going to then bounce up here, roll over there for safety, because if you roll into dinosaurs, you might lose your egg. We're going to place our egg there, and we're going to run off and grab this comb egg. This is my alternative strat. We used to use a different egg, which turned out to be a lot slower, because no one knew that there was an actual egg down there. So then we're going to do what we do in Circus 2, except we're going to do it in such a way that gives us tremendous height rather than distance. Except there I just sort of got the alignment wrong, didn't get it straight away. So that just takes my second attempt to get it. As you can see, it's not punishing if you fail it, you just try again. Yeah, if you can go wrong, you can lose your egg if you don't refresh, but I'm very precautious when it comes to refreshing my eggs. So, of course, like that probably wouldn't go wrong for me because I'm not an idiot. And like that, level's done in 1:17, where the level usually takes about 4 minutes. So, excellent skip right there. I actually went for a really risky tech there, which was a long jump into that green hoop there. We can go into an early green hoop, which is, I guess you could say it's a lot friendlier, but like, as I knew I was losing time, I was like, I need to get this as quick as possible. I'm going to go for that tech. I do choke. This boss has 2 phases. I do choke the first phase, so you have to mop up these puddles. Similar to that like of Mario Sunshine. You clear it by like going up and down. You have to just clear one puddle and even the bits that overlap. So like that. The white glow means that you've done it. At that point you just want to wait for the boss to finish his phase so you can hit him. With a cleared puddle he will become vulnerable. Otherwise then he will, he kind of just gets up and goes like, yeah, next phase. So with him vulnerable, I'm going to hit him a bunch. Now his second attack is he will shoot missiles that come back onto himself. Basically, we stand inside of him, and then we throw our egg, and then the egg comes back, and we can start hitting him again. So hits where I choke it. This next part of the boss battle is his puddles again, but there's 4 of them this time. A lot more overlap, and I just mess it up. I just I obviously missed a bit up top, and that was enough to force me to have to restart mopping puddles like that. I was like, okay, what's going on? And then the puddle comes back because I didn't get enough of it. If you don't touch puddle for a long time, it will refresh. Even the bits that overlap will refresh. So I choke a 109 because of that, but it's not the end of the world because he still does the missile phase again. So I just have to sit for another puddle phase. This time I actually do it because, it happens to the best of us sometimes that we just miss a puddle phase. Even though Zelda fan, the guy with the world record, likes to make fun of me for it. There we are, clear the puddle. I'm kind of playing safe there because, like, whilst the puddles are clearing, they still have a hitbox that can break your eggs, and breaking your egg is like the biggest pain in the ass. I look so upset in the VOD. Because I'm like, I thought I killed my run. I couldn't do my timer. I mean, I still PB like 15 seconds, so. Of course, I didn't know that at the time. So, this is the final phase of the final boss. He will take away your powers. And you're like, oh no, what am I meant to do? Is this going to be a whole battle determination? No, you just wait. And eventually you'll get your powers back. So we're sort of just sitting there. We're like, okay, what's going to happen? Oh no, I'm being hit. So yeah, here we are. We're getting our powers back. I'm sure I'm going to show off the soundtrack in this video because, like, I didn't really want my commentary going over this. So basically, this whole boss battle is avoid, and this bit. He'll put down a shadow ball. If we stand, then we have to like mash B, and the frame window is very short, so you know it's very precise to do. So what we've discovered was that if you stand inside the shadow as it's forming, you can get hit, and your damage, like iframes, actually overlap into the frames where you can actually mash B, giving you a bigger window to actually hit these shadow balls, making it a lot easier to perform. So that's why I'm getting hit there, is because it's extending the hitbox. It's extending Billy's hitbox, I believe, and allowing us to have a bigger frame window where we can mash B and get that almost consistently. There's not many times where I actually mess that up. I don't think I've actually messed up in a long time. Because it's actually really hard to do without the damage boost. So the damage boost makes this very consistent, very free. There's not really much to explain about this boss battle, really. It's just sort of dodge an attack, dodge attack. It's actually really underwhelming for a final boss. So there we are. We're just gonna finish it here, and throw the egg 1, 2, and that's Billy hatching the giant egg completed. The only thing we have to do now is grab the emblem, and then as Billy touches the floor, that will be time. So hopefully that was a good enough explanation of any percent for anyone who actually wanted to, you know, listen to the whole 80% explanation. Hopefully that was good enough. I kind of like rambled a lot. I'm definitely gonna work on my analysis and like doing no reset runs. I think that's definitely to work on. I could definitely do a marathon friendly run. So yes, thank you for watching. Anyone who's actually still here. I'm gonna go get some water before my throat dies, and hopefully you'll be seeing me at ESA in February. Was that well done, Zelda? Thank you. Yeah, well, I'm just gonna cut this ending out, I think. Getting all the coughs out now. Oh, I think I rambled a lot, but like I think I can tighten that up and make it a bit nicer. How was it? Was it informative? Was it, you know? I didn't realize you were actually here because you didn't talk at all. Oh. I feel dead, fam. I'm gonna go get a drink of water and I'll be right back to say goodbye. Yeah, I mean, if I had someone on the couch, it would be a lot easier, I reckon. Um, like, hmm, I wish I could get someone on the couch, but like all the European like players, beside like, what was it, like Mossy Rain and Pedro, like all the European players, apart from them guys, are like better than me. Like, if they're on the couch, why aren't they running it? Thing is, I've invited my friend Brad to go. Brad's a good speedrunner, but the issue is he doesn't know if he can come or not. If he does come, I might see if I can get him to I might see if I can teach him the any percent, or like show him the run, like explain to him how it's done, what he needs to highlight, and see if he can help me commentate it. Because I think a lot of the GDQ couch don't really know what they're talking about. They're just like prompted to know what they're talking about. There's always that Spike guy on the couch, and I don't think he knows that much about all these games, but he's just got the personality to talk through it, and like he probably has like prompts. I'm gonna message my girlfriend. Yeah, I've got a lecture in 12 hours. I should go to bed. All right. Thanks for the feedback, Zelda. Um, I'll probably talk to you tomorrow, someone. Have a good evening. Don't play too much games.